Just putting this in here because I forgot it at first. It is the first video of the month, so it's anime figure review time. Yay! Hi guys, and welcome back to Nebula Fox Toy Reviews. Hope you liked that slightly different way of introducing the figure for this video. I just thought I'd try something a bit different. But yes, we are reviewing the Mega Charizard Y from the Pokemon Select series of figures. So excited that this one is pretty much finalising the versions of Charizard. Apart from maybe if they do is it a Gigantamax version of Charizard? They might do that. But, you know, normal size, the different versions of Charizard, this is finalising it. And I am super excited to get into this figure. Since they did Mega Charizard X, so the black and blue version of him, I was hoping that they would do Y as well, because I have an old figure from like the late 2000s or the early 2010s, I think it is. I think early 2010s. And I was hoping for a much better figure of it. So, I'm going to get this guy out of the box and then I shall be right back and we can review him properly. Okay, finally got him out of the box. That took me a while. And I've got all the joints broken in as well because a couple of the joints really did need breaking in. But we're gonna have a look at the base first because this base is actually completely different to the one that we normally get. So the one we normally get looks like a Pokeball and you have just one base, one spot for the arm to peg in at, whereas this one you have multiple. So you can either have it right in the middle or you can have it around the edge. And the arm is also different. The arms on the old bases I honestly hated because they would fall apart easily. Whereas these ones, as you can see, the arm is actually, so it's two arms and then one in the middle. So these bases will not fall apart. Excuse me. They've still got your ratcheted points, with the one at the base being a very clicky ratchet. But yeah, this base just feels a lot more sturdy, and it's perfect for if you want your Pokemon in flying or fighting poses. But as you can see, by himself, just on a basic standing pose, Charizard does stand up perfectly by himself. So, let's get a closer look at him. His wingspan, if I put his wings flat against his back and open them as far as they'll go, his wingspan is huge. It won't even all fit in the camera, but his wingspan is huge, and I love that. I'm going to move his wings out of the way though, just so I can actually get the figure closer to the camera. So, here is a look at his head sculpt. Very nice. The eyes do seem to have been painted a little bit above the actual shape of the eye, like the print has been just pushed a little bit too far up. But it honestly doesn't really matter. You can't really tell from far away. Going inside the mouth, the top of the mouth is done in like a pinky colour, and then we've got the tongue in even more of a pink. Unfortunate bit of wear and tear is these 2 points on the neck, but that is honestly, the top one at least is where, you know, it sits when you've got his head all the way down. I don't know where this one's come from. This one, he was in the box with like a plastic tie around his neck, and I do believe that this one here, is from the plastic tie. So unfortunately, I mean, I've opened it now, so I can't return it. So unfortunately, the plastic ties do seem to damage the figures a bit. But this one, I believe, is just from wear and tear from having the head down and then doing that with the articulation. And coming down, we have his little tiny arms with his extra wings, fins or something. I don't know what these are actually meant to be. But very nice on that one. Nicely painted claws on his hands. And coming down... Oh, there's more wear and tear on the neck from the articulation. Coming down, we have nicely done feet. And that is about that. Spinning him around, so we're seeing him from the back. The back of him is literally all just the orange colour. And then going all the way down to the tail with a huge flame on it. This flame I think is bigger than... It's definitely bigger than regular Charizard, but I do believe it's bigger than Mega Charizard X as well. But he is a very cool figure. So, we'll go over the articulation a little bit now. So starting off at the head can go up and down. It can go up all the way, so you can have him in like a flying pose. And it can also go down all the way for if he's standing up. It can also swivel. Not all the way around, but it can swivel. You've already seen that the mouth can open and close. Now here at the neck, you can go down, you can go forward that far, and then up all the way for flying. There's no swivel. If there is meant to be a swivel, mine is not working and I don't want to force it, but there is no swivel, it's just up and down. At the wings, we've got a hinge where they meet the body, and then we also have this hinge here and this hinge here, so you can get the wings like really folded in if you wanted to, and stuff like that. At the arms, so you've got a swivel hinge at the shoulder, so you've got that far upward movement and then all the way down, and then you also rotate, so the arms can then also go forward and back. You do have a bicep swivel as well, and you've got a double hinged elbow, so you can get some really nice bend in the elbow. And you do also have a swivel hinge at the wrist, so the wrist, you can swivel it around, and you can also pose the wrist by itself. Kind of annoyed that this extra fin is on the wrist and not on the forearm, because whenever you move the hand, you're going to be moving that as well. I mean, I know in the actual Pokemon's design, it's there as well, but from the toy perspective, I think it'd have worked better on the forearm. These shoulder joints are the two joints that I really had to break in. Almost felt like I was breaking the figure doing it, but both joints now work really well. I think they were just paint stuck, because otherwise my figure would have been stuck doing a T-pose, and it would have been really awful. But yeah, actually no, let's move the arms all the way up so they get out of the way of the legs. The legs have some really nice articulation. So you've got a ball joint at the hip, and then here and here you have swivel hinges. Well, you got hinges at least. So your leg can go all the way back like that for flying or running, and then that's as far forward as it can all go. You do get a bit of swivel at the ankle. There's no swivel at the knee, but there is a swivel at the ankle. And then you also have a toe joint. So the toes can go that far forward and that far back. So great for flying or running poses as well. Coming down to the tail, there is a hinge at the base of the tail where it meets the body. No rotation again. And then the whole entire rest of the tail is a bendy wire. But the rubber that they've used for it is that thick that the bendy wire honestly does absolutely nothing. So I wish they'd bring back the tail like what they did with the original Charizard, where it was, solid plastic like the rest of the figure, and it was all, it was just like a segmented body. No, segmented tail. So it was like 3 chunks, which made it look awkward, but you could do more poses than just that. I'd much prefer the original Charizard's tail. But other than that, they have improved the figure a lot. Because obviously I meant that the basic shape of Charizard is still here. So if they redid if they re-released, like remade the base Charizard figure like how they've done these ones, it would be honestly a great figure. But you know, the base Charizard is already a great figure. And they've re-released it a few times anyway, so... For plugging him into the base, you just gotta plug it into the hole in his crotch. If it wants to go in, doesn't seem to want to go in. There we go. There we go. And then there we go. Let's just move the legs. There we go. Now he's... Oops. Now he's flying. Except the tail is still curved like that because the bendy wire will not let me straighten the tail. So I think this Charizard is mostly going to be a standing figure. Just because, like I said, the tail doesn't want to bend. It just... The bendy wire just does not want to bend. So I'm not gonna mess with it. Anyway, that is all I'm going to say about him. Very cool figure. Highly recommend. I mean, pretty much all of these not Diamond Select, all of these Pokemon Select figures I will recommend. They're branching out. They're giving us lots of different types of Pokemon. I was going to say species, but you know, lots of different types of Pokemon. We've now got, you know, all of the main Charizards, which is pretty cool. I would love to see a Corviknight one, just because Corviknight's my favourite Pokemon. Well, we might get one eventually, but I mean, I doubt it, because he's not a favourite Pokemon. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I shall see you all in the next video, whatever that'll be. Bye!